Worried about your accounts receivable or collections? Wondering if you should just hire a debt collection company to get you sorted out or just write off that debt? Ever wish you could get someone on your team to figure out all the messy money stuff so you didn't have to deal with it? Well, you're in luck. In this video, you'll learn how to train your dental team to collect payments so you're never stuck writing off debt or calling in a collections agency again. I also have a special resource for you that will help you get the right people on your team, and I'll tell you how to get that at the end of this video. I'm Dr. Anissa Holmes, here with a new episode of Dental Boss TV, showing smart and savvy dental bosses like you how to start and run a truly successful dental practice that gets you excited about coming into the office every day. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video on Dental Boss TV right here each and every Tuesday. Would you ever walk out in the middle of the street and just start throwing tens of thousands of dollars away? Would you ever just take all that money and throw it in the trash can, or run it through the shredder, or burn it on the barbecue? You would never do that because that would be crazy, right? Okay, so how about this? You've been putting off looking at your patient accounts for a long time because you've been busy, or you have someone on your team who is responsible for billing or insurance, and now that she's on maternity leave, you finally started looking at what she's been doing. Or after a few months of just ignoring everything, something inspires you to look at your accounts receivable and you discover that you have about $50,000 in claims or invoices that haven't been paid. And as you dig a little deeper, you realize that a lot of these accounts have gone way past 60 days, and about half of the patient statements were never sent out. So now you're in this sticky situation where you don't really want to reach out to people and say, hey, we forgot to tell you, but you owe us money. Or you realize that you've completely missed the window for filing a claim, and there's really very little you can do now. So you make the decision to just write it all off and start fresh. You just burned up $50,000 in the barbecue. Not a very tasty meal. You don't want to do that. I don't want you to do that. So today we're going to get you set up with the systems you need to make sure you're getting paid on time for the work you do. And you're going to learn how you can train your team to take ownership of accounts receivable and get that money back in the door. Before we get into the process, here's a question. Have you ever written off debt because you didn't know how to collect the money from your patients? Let me know in the comments below this video. So if you're in this situation where you're suddenly discovered that you have all this money outstanding in your accounts receivable, one way to recover a significant portion of that money is to announce an amnesty program. You'll have your team contact all the patients whose accounts are past due and let them know that their account has come up for audit. A great script for this would be, hi, Mrs. Brown, this is Janice from Dr. Smith's dental practice. We've been auditing accounts and we noticed that you have a balance due of $1,000. I'd love to help you get this cleared up right away. And actually, if you're interested, we can lower that payment to $750 if you're prepared to pay off the balance today. Do you have a Visa or a MasterCard you want to charge that to? Yes, you're offering a $250 savings if they'll pay the balance due right there on the phone. You want to clear your balances, and if you hand them over to a collection agency, you'll take a loss anyway. Here, you have control over the situation, and offering the amnesty program may be the incentive your patient needs to take action. Now, let's say your patient wants to get that debt cleared up. Your patients are good people, right? But that full payment is too much, even with the amnesty. Not a problem. You've planned ahead for that, and so you can say, I completely understand. What if we set up a payment plan of $50 a month? The patient says yes, and everyone's happy. But of course, you and I know that things don't always work out exactly the way we want. What if you can't get the patient to answer the phone? Well, you have other options. You can send a text or email out with the message, please give us a call. Dr. Smith has something urgent to discuss with you. Putting the word urgent in the message is key. Hopefully, your patients will follow up and return the call. Of course, you might also be able to try an alternate number, whether that's a spouse or a work number, and see if you can get the person on the phone. You'll also need to give your team the proper guidance. They need to understand that sending a single email, text, or calling once and not getting a response isn't acceptable. Create a process for them to follow. For example, calling at least 3 times at different times of the day, sending multiple text or email messages, followed by an actual snail mail letter or whatever process you choose to set up. And to avoid getting yourself in this situation going forward, you should be tracking accounts receivable every single week. That means that each week there should be a team member who's responsible for reporting on what that outstanding money is and what's been done to follow up on it. Now that you know how to keep money flowing in your practice, it's important to make sure that you have the best possible team in place. I have the thing just for you. My free pre-interview checklist is the resource you need to hire the best employees for your dental practice, and you'll find the link to grab it just below this video. Also, if you want to join a community of dental bosses just like you, I have a Facebook group where over 1,500 dental bosses are already learning and growing. Join us in the Dental Boss Movement Facebook group if you want support and training as you grow your dental practice. The link is below this video. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below. Be sure to subscribe and share it with other dentists who could learn from it too. And don't forget to comment below with Dental Boss if you're ready to clear out your accounts receivable backlog and get that cash back into your practice.